There are animals out there that don't belong in zoos or anywhere near people. Some were too massive, too unpredictable, or just too strange to ever be controlled. These aren't your average wildlife sightings. What you're about to see looks like nature breaking every rule we thought we understood. There are a lot of these videos on this channel, World Uncovered, and it shows a massive snake taking on a fully grown horse. Now people are trying to help, but they fail. And even other videos from the channel show the same thing, more or less. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this is fake, and understandably, the channel is doing it for entertainment. Bizarre deer encounter. What was supposed to be a simple hike turned into an unforgettable experience when an explorer locked eyes with a deer. But this was no ordinary deer. As the man stood there, stunned, he noticed strange dust billowing out from its ears, something that didn't seem natural. The whole scene felt like something out of a dream, leaving the explorer baffled and unsure of what he had just witnessed. With a sense of unease, he moved on, wondering if he had encountered something completely new, or just a bizarre quirk of nature. Swamp sighting. Bigfoot stories are nothing new, but one video has stirred up serious debate online. This wasn't just another blurry shape in the woods. It was clear, close, and honestly hard to ignore. The figure stood tall, covered in thick black fur, with a jaw full of sharp teeth. What made it even stranger was the setting, a swamp. It didn't charge or try to hide. Instead, it slowly waded through the water, almost like it was searching for something, or just passing through a place it had known for a long time. The fog, the silence, and that massive figure. Everything about it felt off. People who brushed off Bigfoot stories before started paying attention. Something about this one just felt different. Centipede monster. Just when we think we've explored every corner of nature, something new and bizarre appears to remind us how much is still hidden. Recently, an explorer posted a video showing a massive centipede creature, unlike anything we've ever seen. Its long, twisting body and strange movements made it both mesmerizing and unsettling. The footage went viral in no time, sparking endless debates. Could this be a brand new species? Or just an odd quirk of nature? Whatever it is, one thing's for sure. There's always more to discover in the wild world around us. Mutant spider. Chernobyl continues to hold secrets that chill the spine, and this latest discovery only deepens its eerie mystique. While exploring an old pipeline, an adventurer came face to face with a mutant spider of gigantic proportions. It was far larger than anything known in nature, with an unsettling face that looked almost unnatural. As the creature slowly advanced, the explorer, feeling the danger, quickly backed away to safety. This strange encounter adds yet another chilling chapter to the growing list of mysteries surrounding Chernobyl. Furry creature chase. Two men strolling along a quiet field stumbled upon something so strange it seemed impossible. They noticed a tiny, furry creature, unlike anything they'd ever seen before. Its head was oddly shaped, and its thick fur made it look even stranger. At first, the creature seemed to hesitate, but then it suddenly burst into action, charging directly at the man with the camera. The other man watched from the sidelines, unsure if the creature was a threat or just curious. Its speed and bizarre appearance made it clear this wasn't just any animal. River creature mystery. a strange dark figure was spotted emerging from a river, catching everyone off guard. Its massive body moved slowly, but what really stood out were the multiple tentacles that seemed to help lift it from the water's surface. For a brief moment, the creature appeared to move toward the nearby bushes before disappearing into them. No one could quite figure out what it was or where it had come from. The mysterious sight sparked endless debates, with many speculating it could be an Appalachian cryptid. Whatever it was, it left behind more questions than answers, leaving those who saw it both fascinated and perplexed. Winged cat. People couldn't believe their eyes when they saw a cat casually walking down a quiet street with what looked like wings growing from its back. Not feathers, but two soft, furry flaps that moved slightly as it walked. It didn't seem bothered at all, calmly sitting in the middle of the road as a small crowd formed. Phones came out, and soon the video hit the internet, sparking wild theories. Some said it was a genetic mutation, others thought it might be some kind of growth. Whatever the reason, the cat was eventually taken in by animal care to make sure it was okay. But even after experts got involved, no one could explain it fully. The image of that cat stayed in people's minds, something rare and unexplainable that felt straight out of a fantasy movie.
Göster kanatlarını.
Bald rooster. An older man recently shared a video that had people doing a double take. It showed a rooster with no feathers, just bare, red skin from head to toe. At first glance, it looked like something out of a cartoon, but this bird wasn't sick or weak. In fact, it acted completely normal. It strutted around and kept up with the rest of the flock like it owned the place. Because it's missing feathers, the man goes the extra mile, giving it shelter during cold days and shade when it's too hot. Some people online say these types of chickens were bred for hot climates, but seeing one in real life still feels rare. It's strange, kind of bold, and somehow cool. The rooster doesn't care what people think, and honestly, that's part of what makes it such a standout. Ear mouse.
So this is a material that we call biorubber.
Biorubber, and you use the prefix bio because whatever is the material, it will take to flesh or living cells.
That's right.
So why does the cell even care?
At first glance, the video looked like someone was pulling a prank. A mouse with a human ear on its back? But this was no joke. It was part of a real science experiment. In a high-level lab, researchers had grown ear-shaped tissue on a living mouse. The goal? To study how human body parts could be rebuilt using living cells. As wild as it looked, the mouse wasn't hurt or in pain. It was part of a carefully monitored project in tissue engineering, designed to help people who need things like ear reconstruction. The sight may have been shocking, but it marked a huge step in medical science. A tiny mouse carrying big ideas for the future. Turns out, the weirdest things can lead to life-changing breakthroughs.
This is a very, very important step in the science because on the back of this animal, we're actually incubating and growing perfect cartilage in the shape of a human ear.
Mutant frog. A weird-looking frog has taken the internet by storm, and people are calling it the Demogorgon frog. And yeah, it's just as creepy as the name suggests. Its face doesn't open like a regular frog. Instead, its jaw stretches out in this weird, wide way that looks straight out of a sci-fi movie. The clip says it was found near Chernobyl, the site of the massive nuclear disaster decades ago. Since then, the area has been linked to animals with strange features, and this frog might be one of them. With its skin stretched oddly and its mouth opening in a freaky pattern, it almost looks fake. But it's not. Viewers couldn't decide if it was terrifying or just super interesting. Whatever this thing is, one thing's for sure. It's not your everyday pond jumper. Creepy creature. Something strange has been turning up in different neighborhoods. A small, patchy creature with 4 legs and an odd shape. The sightings were weird enough on their own, but things really blew up after someone shared drone footage of a much taller figure sprinting along the edge of a quiet street. It looked thin, long-limbed, and it moved way too fast to be normal. The body didn't match any animal people were familiar with, and the clip quickly spread across social media. Some think it's related to the smaller creature being reported, while others believe they're seeing something else entirely. Despite all the views and guesses, no one has come forward with proof of what it is. It's still out there, or maybe gone. Either way, that eerie footage gave everyone chills. Creature leap. A strange clip from a swamp recently went viral, and it's not hard to see why. The video shows a strange, shadowy creature launching itself from the murky water. It wasn't graceful, but it was fast, snapping at a chunk of food left by the water's edge. It looked like it was starving or panicked. Either way, its movements were wild. With a few quick splashes and a final lunge, the creature vanished back beneath the surface, leaving ripples behind. People online immediately started guessing. Some swore it was just a massive salamander, others weren't so sure. Whatever it was, it didn't look ordinary. The way it moved, the speed, the silence, it all felt like a quick peek into something we weren't supposed to see. Pynosed Surprise. A peaceful walk through a forest trail turned into an unexpected discovery when one man spotted something odd moving near the shallow water. At first, it looked like a group of turtles, but their faces told a different story. Their noses were soft, almost like a pig's snout, and their shells had a rubbery look to them. He reached out slowly and tapped one with his finger, filming as it barely reacted. After digging around online, he found out these were pig-nosed turtles rare, and native to just a few places. They looked like a mix of different animals, and most people would never recognize them. What started as a normal nature walk ended with a discovery that felt straight out of a sci-fi movie. Road rescue. While out for a walk, this man noticed a tiny lump on the road. At first, it looked like a bit of fur or maybe a toy, but as he got closer, it moved. Turns out, it was a juvenile monkey, alone and clearly struggling. He gently scooped it up, figuring it must have fallen from a tree nearby. With slow, careful steps, he climbed up just far enough and placed the little monkey back in the branches. It clung on tightly, calming down almost right away. For the man, it wasn't just a good deed. It was a once-in-a-lifetime moment of saving something truly wild. Skinwalker video. A video posted by an anonymous user quickly went viral, leaving thousands in awe and confusion. The footage showed a skeletal creature with 4 legs, but its bizarre form and unsettling movements were unlike anything viewers had ever seen. Some dismissed it as a CGI hoax, but others speculated it might be a Skinwalker, a legendary shape-shifting creature. The video sparked heated debates, with viewers divided over what they had just witnessed. Was it real, or just another online trick? No one could say for sure, but the mystery it created only grew. Tall stranger. Out in the thick woods of East Texas, a group of hikers caught something on camera that stopped them in their tracks. Behind the trees, a tall, hairy figure moved slowly, standing upright and walking like a human, but built like something out of a legend. Later, when they reviewed the footage, they realized it wasn't just tall, it was huge. Nearly 9 feet, based on the trees around it, the way it moved, the long arms, the shape of the head. It all pointed to one thing: Sasquatch. This wasn't a blur or shadow. It was clear, solid, and strange. Whatever it wasn't supposed to be out there. Skyfall. A wild video started making the rounds, showing something crashing down from the sky, and it wasn't a drone or debris. Lying there was a strange body, shaped nothing like any known creature. Its skin looked pale and odd. The limbs didn't match anything familiar, and the face, it didn't look human, but not exactly animal either. people rushed over, phones out, making different theories. Some said aliens, some thought experiment gone wrong. Nobody could agree, but everyone knew this wasn't normal. Whatever dropped from the sky that day, it didn't belong. River Mystery. The rivers of China have always carried stories, some ancient, some forgotten, but one strange video brought those legends back to life. A man out on his small boat filmed something drifting near the surface, something that didn't match anything he'd seen before. It had a pale, rubbery body and moved so slowly it was hard to tell if it was alive. Curious and cautious, he nudged it with a stick. The creature barely responded, floating there like some leftover from a lost time. When the video hit the internet, people went wild. Some guessed it was a rare beaked whale. Others insisted it was a crocodile species that hadn't been documented. But no clear answer came. And the more people watched, the stranger it seemed. This wasn't just a river sighting. It felt like a glitch in reality. One too many. As the rain let up and the garden glistened under the fading light, a woman stepped outside for some quiet. That's when she noticed something odd near the flower bed. It looked like a frog, sort of. But this one had not one, not two, but three separate heads. Each head blinked at a different pace, and each mouth moved like it had a mind of its own. It wasn't moving much, just sitting there in the damp soil, like it was studying her right back. She froze. It didn't feel like a regular mutation. It felt otherworldly. Photos of the frog made their way online, and there were some theories, but none could explain what she had seen with her own eyes. Whatever it was real and deeply unsettling. End Lear. Out on a quiet plain, an explorer spotted something odd. A bull elk standing completely still, like it was stuck in place. As he got closer, he noticed the elk had only one antler left. The other side of its head was bare. The elk kept twitching, shaking its head, and pacing in slow, awkward steps. It didn't look hurt, just uncomfortable. That's when it clicked. The elk was in the middle of shedding its antlers. One had already fallen off, and the other was barely hanging on. The explorer stayed back, watching quietly. It was one of those rare moments when nature shows you something real, something you don't see every day. Amazon Phantom. In the heart of the Amazon, on March 8, 2025, a wildlife cam set up by Brazil's National Institute of Ecology caught something that made scientists do a double take. A strange four-legged creature wandered into view. Dark fur, long body, thick tail. It looked a bit like a capybara, but also nothing like one. It walked low to the ground, smooth and quiet, with movements that didn't match any known species. Stranger still, its eyes didn't reflect the infrared light. Super rare for a nighttime animal. After digging through all their records, the team came up empty. No match. Whatever this was, it hadn't been documented. At least, not yet. Shapeshifting Mystery. What started as a simple security camera setup in the heart of a dense jungle took an unexpected turn when it caught something strange on tape. One night, the camera filmed a large creature with feline features, and it had zebra stripes moving through the shadows. But then, something even stranger happened. The creature's mouth seemed to change shape, shifting in a way that left viewers scratching their heads. Before anyone could make sense of it, the camera malfunctioned and went dark. The footage quickly went viral, sparking heated discussions. Whatever that creature was, it definitely left a mystery lingering in the wild. Hairless Raccoon. In Richmond, a man was left stunned after spotting an unusual, hairless creature wandering across a front lawn in BC's Lower Mainland. At first, he couldn't quite place it. Its bare skin and strange movements made it look like something out of the ordinary. Unsure of what he had witnessed, he quickly contacted the authorities. After their investigation, they confirmed it was a hairless raccoon, which brought some clarity. Still, the man couldn't shake the feeling that he had just seen something incredibly rare. It's not every day you encounter a sight like that in a quiet neighborhood. Two-headed calf. In a quiet barn on a sleepy farm, a calf was born that left everyone speechless. It had two heads on one body, both alive, both moving. One rested softly against the straw, calm and slow. The other blinked, looked around, and reacted to sounds like it knew something was different. This condition, called polycephaly, is extremely rare, happening when an embryo doesn't completely split. The calf's mouths moved separately, almost like they had their own thoughts. Videos of it spread fast, and people everywhere were stunned. It was a living reminder that nature doesn't follow the rules. It makes its own. Rare mysterious hybrid. A farmer doing his regular morning check nearly dropped his tools when he saw what was lying in the straw. Among the piglets was something that looked off. It had a small, pink body like the others, but its face looked eerily human. It had a tiny, flat nose, wide eyes, and a mouth that seemed stuck between a smile and a scream. It wasn't moving much, just breathing softly. No one could explain it. Some blamed a genetic glitch. Others whispered stranger ideas. Whatever caused it, the creature's appearance was unforgettable. It felt like looking at something that shouldn't exist, yet there it was. Humanoid Goat. It started as a normal morning in the village, until someone spotted a goat walking upright down the road like it owned the place. No leash, no handler, just a goat strolling on two legs like it was late for a meeting. People stopped what they were doing, phones came out, and suddenly, the street was filled with gasps and laughter. At first, it seemed like a trained trick, but locals said the goat had been like that since birth. Turns out, its front legs were curled in a way that made them useless. Instead of giving up, the little goat learned how to balance and walk on its back legs, and it wasn't stumbling either. It had mastered it. The sight was strange, but also weirdly inspiring. Even without all its limbs working, this goat found a way to keep moving forward. Road stare. A man was cruising through the woods, headlights cutting through the trees, when something strange showed up in the middle of the road. It wasn't moving, just standing there, covered in thick, dark fur, but its face didn't match. The shape was off, almost like two different animals stuck together. He grabbed his phone and hit record, keeping his distance. The creature stared right at him, unmoving, not scared or aggressive, just still. Then, without a sound, it stepped backward into the woods and disappeared. That quick moment, caught on camera, felt more confusing than scary. No answers, just something wild that didn't fit the usual rules. Scary charge. Deep in a quiet forest, a trail cam caught something that didn't look real at first. A dark figure rose from the ground, slowly getting up, and it kept rising. It was a wolf, but not just any wolf. This thing was huge, almost the size of a small horse. Then another dog appeared in the frame, sprinting ahead, and for a second, it looked like the massive wolf was chasing it. The tall trees made its size even more shocking. This wasn't just a big animal. It looked ancient, out of place, like it stepped out of some old legend. Back to life. Hidden deep in the Costa Rican jungle, a trail cam picked up something that left people speechless. A bird, round body, curved beak, waddling walk, strolled right past, just after an iguana crossed the frame. It looked exactly like a dodo, the same dodo that's been extinct for over 300 years. Native to Mauritius, it vanished thanks to hunters and invasive species. But this bird, it was right there, caught on camera like it never left. If real, this clip flips everything we know about extinction. One calm moment in the jungle might have just brought a legend back to life. Deep Sea Oddity. During a deep dive in the Mariana Trench on July 19, 2024, a probe picked up something straight out of science fiction. Floating just beyond the lights was a glowing jelly-like creature, nearly 2 meters long. It had a clear bell-shaped body and long tendrils that pulsed like they had their own rhythm. No eyes, no mouth, no fins. Nothing familiar. Just light, movement, and mystery. Scientists guessed it used bioluminescence to send signals or survive the pitch-black pressure zone, but no one had seen anything like it before. In the deepest part of the ocean, a new species might have just revealed itself. Human face.
这个鱼已经成精了。
On a quiet day by the water, a fisherman sat back, enjoying the calm. But his peaceful moment was shattered when something bizarre broke the surface. It wasn't a fish. It was a creature with a face that was eerily human. The symmetry of its features was unnerving, almost too perfect. Its eyes locked onto his, and for a moment, neither of them moved. The fisherman sat frozen, caught between disbelief and fear. The creature lingered for just a heartbeat before sinking back into the depths, leaving behind a haunting silence. What had he just witnessed, and where did it come from?
这个鱼已经成精了。
Unidentified creature.
I was inside and I looked out into the yard and I looked right here and I saw this animal. I thought, wow, what is that?
On a seemingly ordinary Tuesday, a strange, wild animal appeared near a home on the north side, baffling everyone who saw it. The creature didn't resemble anything familiar, neither a dog nor a wolf, leaving people puzzled. The property owner, hoping for answers, shared pictures online, but no one has been able to identify it so far. Experts and locals alike are stumped, unsure if they've encountered a new species or if there's another explanation. The mystery continues to grow, with everyone wondering just what exactly it was that showed up that day.
What do you think this animal is?
Large animal, kind of looks like a wolf, but not like a neighborhood dog.
Bizarre pigeon. This pigeon was unlike any other. With long, feather-covered legs and a surprisingly large stomach, it immediately caught the attention of anyone who saw it. Images of the odd bird quickly spread across social media, sparking wild theories. Was it some kind of mutation, or was there a simpler explanation behind its strange appearance? The mystery of the pigeon has left the internet buzzing with more questions than answers, and now everyone is wondering what's really going on with this bizarre sighting. Fish Kardashian. Ever seen a fish with human-like lips? A fisherman was stunned when he caught what seemed like a normal fish, only to find it had human lips and teeth. Perplexed, he reached out to experts for an explanation. Turns out, it was a sheep's head fish, a species known for its strange appearance, including teeth that look shockingly human and are perfect for crushing shellfish. The fisherman's catch serves as another reminder of how unpredictable nature can be, leaving everyone amazed by the bizarre creatures lurking beneath the surface. Chernobyl anomaly. Hidden deep in the abandoned ruins of Chernobyl, something truly disturbing was caught on camera. Along the cracked, forgotten train tracks, a creature slowly wandered into view. It looked like a moose at first, until people noticed it didn't have a head. Its body was massive but wrong somehow, like it had been warped by time or something worse. The way it moved felt off, like it wasn't meant to be here. As the camera zoomed in, the shape became more twisted, more unnatural. Some say it's radiation, others think it's something ancient, hiding in plain sight. Whatever it was, it didn't belong, and that's what makes it terrifying. Staring fish. What started as a calm fishing trip quickly took a turn into weird territory. The man had been sitting by the river for a while when something odd began to rise from the water. At first, he thought it was just a regular catch, but then he saw its face. The fish didn't swim away or flinch. It stayed completely still, staring at him with glassy eyes that didn't blink. The longer he looked, the stranger it felt. It didn't act like any fish he had seen. There was no fear, no reaction, just that fixed stare, like it was studying him instead of the other way around. He left the river that day feeling unsettled, certain he hadn't just seen a fish, but something far more unusual hiding beneath the surface. Hairless rabbits. On a small, quiet farm, a group of baby rabbits caused a stir, but not because of how they acted. It was because they didn't have ears, completely earless. No stubs, no flaps, nothing. At first, the family who raised them thought it was a health issue, but the rabbits bounced around, full of energy, playing and exploring like nothing was wrong. They seemed totally fine, just different. Local experts who came to see them guessed it was a rare genetic trait, something they hadn't seen before in this area. The rabbits used their sharp eyes and whiskers to sense their surroundings, moving with ease. It was strange, sure, but also kind of beautiful. Proof that nature doesn't always follow the rules, and sometimes that's what makes it so cool. Cactus Buck. Back in 2010, a motion-sensing camera hidden in the woods of rural Texas captured something odd walking by in the night. It looked like a deer, but not quite. Its head was shaped strangely, and its tail looked off, either missing or pressed so close to its body that it vanished into its silhouette. It stepped through the clearing slowly, almost carefully, before slipping back into the dark. When the footage hit the internet, people jumped to explain it. Some said it was a cactus buck, a deer with messed up hormones that give it a weird appearance. Others thought it might be a mutated animal, something twisted by nature itself. Nobody ever found the animal again, and no one had a solid answer. Just another creepy clip to add to the long list of things that don't quite make sense. And now, let's move on to the subscribers pick. In a muddy patch near a quiet swamp, a man spotted something that made him stop in his tracks. A thick, lumpy creature was sliding across the ground, slow and steady, like it didn't even need legs. At first, it kind of looked like a crocodile, but the more he watched, the weirder it got. No limbs, no flinching, just smooth, heavy movement through the muck. He pulled out his phone and filmed as it slowly disappeared into the swampy water without a sound. When the clip hit the internet, people were quick to throw out theories. Some said it was a mutated gator. Others swore it was something totally unknown. The video didn't give much away, but one thing was clear. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't normal, and it left people wondering what else might be hiding deep in the mud.